Hello, my name is Aaron Wilson. I'm the CEO of a nationwide mortgage training company that specializes in teaching people how to enter the very rewarding career of becoming a mortgage loan originator. Now, I'm known in the mortgage world as Uncle Aaron because, frankly, I'll treat you like family that I like. So you're here because you're looking into this as a potential career move for yourself, or you're just looking to get more information about becoming a mortgage loan originator, or MLO for short. So my goal in this video is to provide you with what an originator does, how they develop business, how you actually become a mortgage loan originator, and then lastly, the ever important question, Aaron, how much money can I make as a mortgage loan originator? And I think it makes sense to give you my short story as a starting point to how I got into the industry and what it's done for me. And I like to do this because I feel like some of you who might be watching this video are in a similar place in your life. And maybe you can relate to needing to find a good career that can make you a lot of money and obviously make some changes to your life. So I'm originally from San Diego, California. However, I grew up lower middle class in Indiana and with 5 other siblings in our house. And, I knew my parents couldn't afford to send me to college. And frankly, I'm not sure I was quite ready anyway. I did, however, I completed 4 years of Army ROTC in high school, and I graduated with the officer rank of major. Because I really, really enjoyed the camaraderie. I decided to serve my country on a full-time basis, and I joined the active Army fresh out of high school at the young age of 17 years old on something known as the delayed entry program. And I was all in, man. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say. I wanted to be all you could be, which at the time was the Army's motto or sales pitch. So I ended up in the 7th Infantry Division at Fort Ord, California. I was assigned to an artillery unit as their 60 gunner on an air assault team, where I learned how to rappel out of perfectly good helicopters for a living so I could pull ground support for my unit. Now, unfortunately, my U.S. Army career was cut short due to an injury, and I'll spare you the gory details, but all of a sudden, I'm 20 years old, I'm being medically discharged from the Army, and to make matters worse, or more, I didn't say worse, but more challenging, let's say challenging, I just found out 3 months prior that I was soon going to be a father. So talk about freaking out. I mean, how the heck am I going to use my current battle skill sets in the real world? I kind of joke around, but it's not like Microsoft had an opening in their office infantry department. They don't have one of those. So the fact is, I had to hit the ground running. I mean, no excuses. I had to find a way to support my family. I had to find a career. And I didn't have the luxury of 4 or 5 years going to school while I racked up a bunch of debt and brought in like zero income. Because the fact is, you guys, babies need things, lots of things. And love alone doesn't buy those things. And maybe some of you can relate to that comment. So fortunately, I was lucky enough to be introduced to someone who saw the fire in me. Someone who noticed I had a drive to succeed and a real reason to make something happen. Now, all I needed was a shot. And so this person, they took me into their wing. They showed me how to succeed in this fascinating industry known as the mortgage industry. I learned how to help others get what they wanted. For example, buying their first home. I got to be honest, it really gave me a sense of purpose. And again, fortunately, I didn't need a degree, and nor will you if that's you. In fact, all you need was the same 3 things that I needed to be a success. Number 1 is you need to have a desire to help others get what they want. Number 2, a desire to make the fantastic living in the process. And number 3, some basic math skills. So 20 plus years later, I'm now able to take this knowledge, which I've turned into a lifelong passion, and share it with others like you. So I tend to think of it as like a pay it forward type gesture. So anyway, enough about me. So what is a mortgage originator? All right, good question. So a mortgage originator is essentially the money guy or the money girl in a home buying or refinancing scenario. So this position is a sales position. It will require you to hone your skills on mortgage products and programs, as well as how to properly structure the best deal for your client. Essentially, you're selling money, and who doesn't like that, right? The fact is, though, as an MLO, people need you. If they want to buy a home, they have to go through a mortgage originator. If they want to refinance and pay off bills or add a room addition, they need you. And right now, the market is extremely hot and has been fantastic for a good 10 years, if not more. Better yet, with today's historically low rates, it continues to be a very hot market. In fact, the mortgage market is in the trillions of dollars. And what's even better is, as an MLO, you get paid on the money that you put out the door. So essentially, a mortgage originator connects with real estate agents and builders and other professionals such as accountants, home remodelers, and there's a bunch more, but basically in an effort to help their clients achieve their goals. There are, oh my goodness, there's just so many good referral sources out there for obtaining business. It just blows your mind. So there are a few different types of mortgage originators. So I want to go through that. So I want to give you a quick rundown. That way you can kind of decide, what's best for you. And then I'll kind of explain how you get there. All right. So the first type of mortgage loan originator is a bank mortgage originator. So this type of MLO usually sits in a bank branch and works with customers of the branch who are looking to buy or refinance a home. This MLO is fed leads from the branch tellers and assists with the initial application and paperwork necessary to get the process started. Now, to be honest with you, I don't recommend this type of position for one very important reason. You're going to make way less money than you're worth. See, the bank pays the least amount of money on your production, which ironically is counterintuitive to your goal of filling your personal bank account. So in this case, most banks only pay about 40 to 60 basis points on a loan, which I'll explain what a basis point is in more detail in just a second. The second type of MLO is a call center MLO. So this type of mortgage loan originator sits in a large call center, takes inbound calls, makes outbound calls to either existing clients or new prospects who are shopping for a home loan. And, this is a good way to make money as an MLO because the company markets for you and has a database of existing clients for you to help. Also, they always have a great training program to learn how to deliver their products. So usually call centers they'll pay a salary and then they'll pay, a bonus structure on your production. So for this type of position, you have to obtain a license, but a license will allow you to make more money. Now let me go to the third one. The third one, which is my favorite, is the branch-based MLO. So this type of mortgage loan originator, he's free to come and go as he pleases. And once you're comfortable with your products, your product knowledge and your abilities as an MLO, that is, this MLO can set up referral relationships with realtors and other professionals. This MLO can work for a mortgage broker company or a mortgage lender. This MLO has the most freedom and he's not confined, meaning, I'll give you an example. Like if your child has a baseball game, go to the game. You can return calls and serve clients when the game's over. That's the kind of freedom I like. By the way, if you have friends, relatives, or even a spouse who's a realtor, an accountant, a financial advisor, someone's in the home improvement business, just to mention a few of those professions, if you decide you want to become a mortgage loan originator, you already have great potential referral sources of business that you can tap into. Anyway, back to the differences. All right. So let me tell you about the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage lender. Okay. The difference is that a mortgage broker arranges money, which means that you're not actually the lender on the loan, right? You're using third-party lenders and you are facilitating those loans for your clients. Whereas a mortgage lender, they have their own money, which makes you the direct lender to the client. And listen, they both have their advantages. So this position, the branch MLO, it has the biggest financial reward. And even though all three of the types that I mentioned will pay you, more based on your production, in other words, how many loans you close, this type of mortgage loan originator, the branch MLO, has virtually, I'll call it unlimited potential. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. I know MLOs who make, well into the six-figure range. They're living a very good lifestyle. They make more than, and this might come as a surprise, but some highly specialized trained doctors. It's crazy. But let me explain to you how the money works, meaning, how it helps you. And then I'll get into the process of becoming an MLO. So as I stated earlier, you're selling money to people who need it. It's a very rewarding career because essentially you make dreams come true, especially when you help someone buy that first home. And as an MLO, you are paid on your production. And although some companies pay a salary plus bonus, others pay a minimum wage draw plus bonus to help you, get started in the industry. Now, once you become a producer, right? Like you got your feet under you, you're really making things happen here, which I'll show you exactly how to be one. But you will in fact make a very good living. Now here's why. And I'm going to use another industry example, right? So like, let's say if you sell cars for a living, or if you have in the past, just using this as an example, you get a commission on the price of the car, right? Well, with providing home loans, you're also paid in this manner when you close a loan. So the difference is, though, the sales price and the dollars that follow. So and this is probably where you need to grab your calculator, right? Or if you've got your mobile phone close by, put yourself in calculator mode so you can kind of see the math for yourself. But I looked this up, and the average price of a new car for 2019 was $37,185. But the average loan amount in 2019 was $354,500. This is almost 10 times the amount of the average car price. And the great news, you guys, is that you were paid a percentage on every single dollar. Now, let's go back and look at the bank MLO as an example. So the average payout on a bank originated loan, okay, so if you're working for the bank, is about 50 basis points. That's about the average. And again, basis points, that's a fancy term that we use in the business that essentially means 0.5%. So if I said 50 basis points, just go 2 decimal points over 0.50, right? So if it was 100 basis points, go 2 decimal points over 1.0, so 1%, okay? So 50 basis points is 0.5%. So anyway, so let's get your calculator out here. So if you take that average loan amount of $354,500 and you plug that in your calculator, multiply that times 0.50%. Okay, you would come up with $1,772.50, right? Well, that's chump change. Plus, the bank's likely going to have a minimum number of loans before that you have to close every month before you hit bonus, which basically means you're not going to make near what you should. But now, if we switch this over like as the call center MLO, right? Usually that guy's got a little comfy salary. He's going to be paid based on unit bonuses. And even though it's much better than the bank, you'll still have some limits on your income. Now, again, this isn't all that bad. I mean, after all, most of these types of companies have a great culture. They've got great people. They've got great training. They've got great benefits, and you can still make a six-figure income. The last type, the one that I like the most, the licensed MLO, who works more independently in a branch for a mortgage broker or for a mortgage lender, he or she stands to make in the upwards of 100 to 125 basis points. So in other words, 1% to 1.25% or more on their production. So again, considering, the freedom you have coupled with these huge payouts, this is truly the winner in my book, right? So let's do this math again. So for example, if you close the same loan of $354,500 you can expect to earn anywhere between, if we're going 1 to 1.25%, $3,540 to $4,431.25 on just one loan. Listen, you can do that with your eyes closed, right? Most MLOs close on average 3 to 5 transactions a month. But again, that's the average. I actually did an interview with a 24-year-old young professional in the mortgage industry. I actually trained him to get into the mortgage industry. So he took my class. He became a licensed MLO. He's been in the business now for 3 years, though. But he closed 11 transactions in January, and that's usually a slower month. Now, I did record that interview, by the way, and you can see it for yourself on our website. If you go to our website at mymortgagetrainer.com, on the first page there's a button that says, I want a license as an MLO. So you click on that, it takes you to the education page, the licensing information page. It's near the bottom of that page. It's very interesting, and it's worth the watch. I would definitely recommend that. But anyway, so let's go back to this math. So you close 3 to 5 loans at an average of $354,500. And even if you're paid 1%, your earnings are going to be $10,000. And this is on the small end, on 3 loans, $10,635. And on the high end, at 1.25% for 5 loans, that's $22,156.25 in monthly earnings, right? And these are the average numbers. Keep in mind that most companies have higher payouts when your loan volume reaches higher numbers. I've seen payouts as high as, 200 basis points, right? So 2% for big time producers. That's huge when you do the math on that. All right. So anyway, so you can clearly see that there's very real money to be made. So let me tell you about the qualifications for getting a mortgage originator's license, because there are some rules you need to know. So number 1, you have to be able to pass a background check. Okay, so if you've ever had a felony conviction related to fraud, money laundering, breach of trust, embezzlement, basically anything related to money or fraud, you're not going to qualify. Now, if you have had a felony in the past and they aren't those types of problems, right? If you had a little run in the past, as long as it's older than 7 years ago, then you are in the clear. The second thing, credit. Your credit, in order to become a mortgage loan originator, doesn't have to be perfect. But since you're going to be dealing with other people and their credit, and you're going to be giving them advice, the licensing authorities believe that you should also have something what is known as financial responsibility yourself, right? Like you're putting some effort towards that yourself. The third thing is you have to take a pre-licensing class. It's a 20-hour course, which of course we can assist you with. And these classes are available 2 different ways. There's a 3-day webinar that runs every other Monday through Wednesday. We run it from 11 a.m. to 5:40 p.m. Eastern. Again, every other week. But for those who couldn't commit to a live webinar, maybe you're working another job right now and you're wanting to get into this career, but you couldn't take 3 days off and spend it in a live webinar. I get that. I totally understand that. There's a 7-day online option where you're free to log in or out as your schedule allows, as long as you put in it takes about 2.5 hours a day, right? And then the last thing you need to be able to do is you have to pass a licensing exam. It's 125 questions. You got to score 75% or better. And, we can help you by providing you with all the tools that you need to get a successful passing rate. Of course, you'll have to put in the time and effort to study the tools that we give you. That's really important. But we'll give you all the tools. And the whole licensing process itself it's super cheap, right? I'll tell you this, it beats the heck out of $100,000 in student loan debt. And I can tell you, as sure as I'm sitting here, that I have out-earned all of my college-bound friends, and I have accumulated exactly 0 debt. I've got a buddy, he's 51 years old, he's still paying student loan debt. That's crazy. This is crazy. Think of it this way. And some of you, will easily relate to this, but you can go to college for 4 or 5 years and you can rack up $60,000 to $120,000 in debt, and you can come out making less money than a mortgage loan originator, right? Some of you are saying, too late, Aaron. I already did that. That's okay. It's okay. You can switch careers. But here's the thing. You can do that, spend that 60 to 120 grand in 4 or 5 years, or you can do, this. You can spend $297 for a 7-day online class, or you can spend $349 if you'd rather do it live in a webinar, take a 20-hour class, and be licensed in less than 30 days. There's no question which one is the winning plan, right? Okay. Now, before you do anything, let me tell you what my mortgage trainer is going to do for you should you decide that you want to become a mortgage loan originator. First thing we're going to do is we're going to provide you with every possible strategy to make sure you are successful in getting through the exam once you've completed the course. We're going to give you condensed study guides. We're going to give you a test outline hack video. We're going to give you flashcards. We're going to give you practice tests. We're going to give you all kinds of things to make sure that you are prepared to pass the exam. We're going to give you over $300 worth of additional study material for free. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to give you free access to Cheddar Stacks. Cheddar Stacks is really cool. It's our mobile-based mortgage origination referral networking platform. I know that's a mouthful, right? But it comes with all the training, all the support needed to show you how to easily generate mortgage business. In other words, I'm not going to give you a fish and feed you for a day. I'm going to teach you to fish and feed you for a lifetime. I love that adage. I love that. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to provide you with employer introductions. So we have literally, I want to say thousands of mortgage clients that do business with us on an annual basis. These are companies, right? And a lot of these companies are hiring. So we're going to help you land a fantastic origination job with a fantastic company. We've been doing this for a long time. We know a lot of very influential people in this business, and we'd love to connect you with them. So that being said, let me tell you what they're looking for, right? So these companies, they're looking for somebody with drive, a real desire to improve others' lives and their own. Someone who's going to stick to the plan consistently and build relationships with others. I cannot stress this enough. This is a relationship business. When we get you an interview, you need to go in there dressed for success. Even if their culture is jeans and a sweatshirt, you should go ahead and dress it up. Be punctual. Make sure they know you're excited about the opportunity. You're eager to be one of their top performers. They love that kind of attitude. Who doesn't? Be upbeat, be positive. Tell them about any extra activities that you participate in that you're super passionate about. People love passion, right? And these are all good tips on nailing that best fit for you should we introduce you to one of our clients. In the end, you guys, I want you to know we're going to be here for you. In fact, you will have direct access to me, my trainers, my support staff, the very moment that you decide to take this path and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you are comfortable with the knowledge that we're going to impart on you and the preparation you need for taking the exam. Here's my promise. We're not going to abandon you. All right? We're here for you. Now, you ever hear something that just sounded too good to be true? Well, guess what? That's not what this is. It's a real opportunity, you guys, that pays really, really well if you put in the effort and build those key relationships. So listen, there's no catch. You just enroll in a class and we help you do the rest. Let's recap those numbers, right? So to recap, you close 5 loans a month, $354,500 a loan. You take home $22,156.25 a month. We give you all the tools needed to pass the exam, introduce you to your future employer, and show you how to generate those 5 loans a month for a whopping $297 if you want to do the online class, or $349 if you want to take the webinar, which I recommend webinar. I think live is better, but you can do the online as well. We'll still give you all those tools. It just doesn't get any better than that. So, let me say this, don't hesitate. Don't miss this opportunity. We're here to help. All you have to do is take the first step. All right, so here's how you sign up and choose a class option. If you are, ready to pull the trigger, you can sign up now. If you want to think about it, come back and watch this video again, that's fine too, whatever. You want to share this with somebody else, talk about it with your loved one, that's fine too. But here's the thing, if you're ready to sign up and you want to do this, you want to start a new career in the mortgage industry, we actually have a webinar going on every other week that I said earlier. It starts on Mondays, and the online class starts every Tuesday. Whatever works for you, works for us. If you have any questions, call my team, 317-566-0425. We'll even answer the phone. Now, we're not there on weekends, though. 317-566-0425 is the office phone number, or of course you can order online at mymortgagetrainer.com and just look for the little button that says I want to license as an MLO. Listen, I want to personally thank you for your time. I really do look forward to helping you through this process. In fact, if you know anyone else who would benefit from this, feel free to have them reach out to me or to my team. Share this video with them. Share our webpage with them. And I'd be really happy to assist in any way that I can. And I know my team would be as well. So I really do look forward to hearing about your success, and I wish you all the best in whatever you decide to do. But this is Uncle Aaron, and I will see you hopefully at some point in time in the near future. Take care. Bye. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Aaron Wilson. I'm the CEO of My Mortgage Trainer, and we are the nation's, I'd like to say, leading provider of pre-licensed education for those that are looking to enter into the mortgage industry. And one thing about me is I'm a firm believer of helping others improve their lives by entering this very rewarding business. But more importantly, I'm extremely in tune with making sure that I continue to nurture and support those very same people. And so today, I've got the pleasure of doing just a short interview here with my guest that you see here on camera. This is Jake. Jake is Jake Frecker. He's a whopping 24 years old. That's right. And he's a fairly newly licensed mortgage loan originator. And he actually attended our course to become an MLO. And he's just an all-around great guy. So Jake, how you doing today?
Man, not too bad, Aaron. I appreciate you having me on. I think you're in Indiana, obviously, as well as I am. So we got about 3 inches of snow on the ground. So, I've been better, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the snow's kind of a bummer, but we'll make it work, right?
Yep, so, that's right, man.
Could you tell us, just like a little bit about your background, like just prior to becoming a mortgage loan originator?
Sure. So, graduated high school, and like most kids, you probably didn't have a clue what the heck you wanted to do. So I went to college and jumped into the student loan debt pool. But my dad's been in the business 25 years now as a mortgage loan originator. So I attended a local college. I was more of a commuter based, so I pretty much lived at home. But my dad's office was on the way to my campus, so I'd go there and do homework, and obviously just throughout me sitting in the office, I could kind of hear the lingo and kind of learned and caught on to what he was doing. So I said, you know what? I said, Pop, I need to make a little bit of money, man. What do you think about me helping you out? I'll be your office intern, run and get you coffee and whatnot. So he obviously took me and ran. So awesome. I think I served as his kind of LOA, loan officer assistant, for a couple of years before I truly got licensed while I was finishing up college. But I was obviously in a unique scenario having my dad kind of there to hold my hand through it all.
For sure. That's the thing about this industry is like, every one of us that got in this industry somebody took a chance on us, man. Somebody took a chance, so
No doubt.
that's what everybody needs, is just a chance. And so how long have you actually been an MLO, a licensed MLO?
It'll be 3 years next month. Yeah, 3 years in March. So I'll have
Okay.
had my license 3 years.
Okay. So then, all right. So you got almost 3 years in now. You've obviously seen your dad kind of work his way through the mortgage industry as well. But what's your impression of the industry overall?
It's you create your own destiny, I guess is the best way I'll put it. And Aaron, we've obviously talked a few times here, and I love to throw this little plug in. Buddies of mine, my dad's made a good living in this business, so I had a blessed childhood growing up. I can't say I struggled for much. So my buddies have seen that, and obviously I've gotten into the business, and I like to think I've done fairly well. So my buddies all kind of, hey Jake, what do I need to do? I want to get into this. It's not easy, but nothing worth having is easy. But the thing that I tell anybody who's considering it, it's an aging industry. I mean, I look and sit around and I see guys like my dad. He just hit the hump. He just turned 50 a few months ago. So, people like my dad, they're the norm in this business. So they're all going to start retiring here and get their beach houses down south. and guess who's going to be left?
That's right.
Little Jake Frecker, the little guy. So, and I think I'm the youngest MLO in our company, and we're a little bit smaller company, but this kind of gives you an idea. It's an aging industry, but the ability to create your own destiny and truly, basically set your own expectation, in my mind, is huge, and that's why I've stuck with it, because there's definitely some times where you want to jump off a bridge, but there's times you're like, man, oh man, I wouldn't trade it for the world. So
yeah, and that's probably with any industry, whether you're plugging a piece into a part going out a conveyor belt or not, it's like,
oh no, yeah,
doing this. It's funny you say that about the age thing, because the average age of an MLO right now is 54 years old on a national level. So you're absolutely right. Getting fresh people into this business right now to establish those relationships with each other is so important. So here's the thing, many people who will end up seeing this interview between you and I, they're looking to start a career in the mortgage industry, right? So what they've got is probably the same questions you had coming in, like what the big one is, like, what kind of money can I make, right?
Sure.
Is it really a rewarding career? And because the thing is like, I'm asking you this because people don't just want to take my word for it. I'm the instructor. Of course,
Sure.
I think highly of my mortgage trainer and the fact that we can help these people. But I get also the benefit, I think, of seeing so many people grow in this business that, as much as I'd like to say that, you should just take my word for it, I think that for me, it'd be better for you to kind of explain your thoughts on that. So when we met up the other day, we had lunch, and, you told me you had a pretty fantastic start to your year. So can you give me an idea of how many transactions you're closing per month?
Yeah. So
ramped up, like, you started, you're almost on your third year. Like, what does it look like from the beginning, and where are you now? And,
Sure. So I'll kind of start from March of 17, I guess it would have been, when I got my license. So, I was finishing up college then. And so I didn't really, I think I graduated in May. So I really didn't start originating much. I had my license, but I didn't want to go out and start pounding the pavement until I really had a better grasp on what I was doing. So I think I closed my first loan in August of that year. And I think so, in 4 months, I did basically 15 units, which I was pleased with. I mean, again, I was tickled, man. I was still just fresh out of college. I was okay with that. Last year, so really was my first, or it had been 18, I guess. So 18 was that year, then 19. So was my first full year in the business. I think I did 78 units last year and did $14 million in loan volume. And then starting out the year this year, I was actually second in our company. Not that means anything, but I did 11 units for $2.1 million in loan volume. So the lucrative side of the business, obviously you want to do something you enjoy and love, but you also want to be able to keep the lights on. So I make one
in January.
Correct. Yep. What's supposed to be the slow time, I guess. So that was my best month ever, oddly enough. So
awesome.
I'll take it.
That's fantastic. So So one of the things that we talk about when we do the intro to mortgage origination is like, again, how much you can make on a transaction. Can you confirm for me and for everybody else who's watching this, based on 11 transactions, can you give the audience like an idea of what your basis point payout would be
Yeah.
on a transaction?
Yep. So I make 1% of every loan I close, essentially. So, and you close a $200,000 loan, that's $2,000, right?
Right.
So that's pretty typical from my experience. So, but again, you look at it from a yearly basis. You got the ups and downs. You kind of gotta. It's not like you got a paycheck coming every month, but when it's good, it's good, and when it's a little slow, you got that money rattled for the
Right,
rainy day
right,
fund.
right. And Indiana, which is where you live, our average loan size is not near as big. Like California's average loan size is like $424,000. It's ridiculous, right? You're literally making $4,000 to $6,000 per loan, which is
Yeah.
crazy, right? But even in
I
Indiana,
need to move west.
yeah, even in Indiana, and of course you can license in multiple states, because once
Sure.
you pass the exam, you've passed every single state exam, so you could license in every state if you wanted to, as long as your company was licensed there. But still, without giving up too much here, it's safe to say that you made a lot of money in January for $2.1 million in production. And I don't have to be a math whiz here to actually do the math in my head based on your percentage point here, but I'll bet you, wow, you made a lot more money than most 24-year-olds did in January. You probably made more money in January than most 24-year-olds will make in 2020.
It might be close.
Yeah,
It might be
right.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that'd be safe to say.
Yeah. So can you can you just give us like an idea of what a typical day looks like for you? Like, how do you generate your business? What, if any, advice could you give to those that are thinking about entering the business? Like if I'm just
Sure.
new and I'm like, well, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Aaron said it. What do you do to generate your business? Again, it's not like this is not a guaranteed paycheck job in a lot of cases. In some cases it is, but for the most part it's not. So, a typical day for me, I come in the office. I'm an early bird, so I get in early, and I like to get my stuff done before the phones start ringing, because the phones start ringing and it's easy to get scatterbrained. So I get in and get my stuff done before the phones start ringing. Work on applications maybe from the day before, that sort of thing. But the clock hits 9 o'clock, and then all of a sudden I got underwriters saying, "Oh, hey, we got a fire on this deal," so on and so forth. So again, that's kind of how my morning goes. What I try to a lot of time for in the afternoons, and Aaron, I'm sure you'll attest to this. It's easier said than done in this business to have a set schedule, but what I try to do is allot some sort of time. And again, it's hard to set a certain period, but every afternoon I try to sit and I call it prospecting. How can I get more business? The majority of my business is all referral based. I shouldn't say majority. The vast majority is referral based. So referrals, who they come from. My top one's probably real estate agents. Real estate agents are my feeder source. So you kind of start there. How do you connect and get them to send you business, right? And the way I think about it is every realtor's probably got 20 of me coming to them with their hands out saying, "Feed me," right? So I try to sit and think about what can I do that's different to make me stand out, because for the most part, every MLO offers the same things. We all do the same kind of programs, and so nobody's going to have anything that knocks your socks off. So it really comes down to the relationship, right? And do they like you? Are you personable? You real? You're going to treat them right, take care of them. I like to think that's why I've been able to maybe excel a little bit quicker in this business than some others, because I truly take pride in mending that relationship and making that realtor feel like they're my only agent I get business from. But, and obviously I built it on get multiple realtors, get 20 realtors who send you 2, 3, 4, 5 deals a month. That way you're spread out. But I like to try to do a good job of keeping everybody at the top of my list, if that makes sense.
Right,
Make them feel
right.
like they're sitting on a throne. But outside of realtors, Aaron's got a great program, that Cheddar Stacks program, where you expand to multiple platforms, because just because you're a residential MLO doesn't mean you have to target realtors only. I mean, financial planners, insurance agents, so on and so forth, family and friends. You can never know too many people in this business. And Aaron's Cheddar Stacks program really is it's a great concept, great platform, because it gets your face in front of people. And I can't stress that enough. If you take nothing else from this, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. I'm big on that. You know, I got an accepted purchase agreement in front of me today because the list agent knew I wasn't a complete wacko and knew what I was doing. So again, never met that agent in my life. I've talked to him on the phone a couple times, but again, it's all about who knows you. So again, that's what my typical day looks like. That's how I try to go about my business. And again, there's never a bad contact, I guess. Never a bad way to network.
Relationships is definitely where it's at. And, you know, Jake, thanks for mentioning the Cheddar Stacks platform. That's something certainly that we give to all of our new people that are coming in, because that's the big thing is like, you know, you're going into your third year, you've built these relationships. Like as a brand new person, how do I hit the ground running? And the big thing is you got to build relationships. And so the Cheddar Stacks platform, of course, we put everybody into and teach them how to generate a referral-based business by targeting specific people in different industries, so that everybody that's in your group, if you will, locally, is not a mortgage loan originator, but certainly has referrals to be able to give to the mortgage loan originator, and vice versa. You know, for example, if one of your people is an insurance agent, you know, I mean, everybody needs car insurance, everybody needs homeowners insurance, everybody needs new renters insurance, and so he's getting all those referrals as well. So referral-based business is absolutely where it's at, you know, because there's a lot less competition involved and salesmanship involved, because in most cases on a referral standpoint, that person that sent that person to you already has a relationship with the prospect, right? And so it makes it a heck of a lot easier, because it's like, you know, like you need something painted in your house, and you ask somebody that you know and trust. You go to your best friend, you're like, hey man, do you know any good painters? And if your best friend says, dude, this guy's awesome, then you're going to use that guy. That's the whole point of it. So yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, I would definitely put everybody into Cheddar Stacks at no charge, because that is very important, building those relationships. So
100%.
If there were like anything that you could say to those who are, because there's some people that are going to watch us, they're like going to be on the fence, right?
Sure.
I mean, as to whether or not the mortgage industry is really a good industry to make a successful career change to, or jump into as my first real career. Is there anything you could say to those people who are on the fence? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but is there anything you could say to them, or what you would say to them from your own words?
Sure. No doubt about it. You know, again, I'm a unique scenario with my dad, but my dad's kind of my mentor. So, he's kind of put it in my head that you can really create your own destiny. I mean, it's sink or swim in the matter of fact that if you aren't out making these relationships, then you're not going to do very well. So it's not the easiest thing out there, but nothing is, you know, if it's worth it. So my biggest thing is don't be hesitant to, you know, I always hear people are worried about commission based. Again, you know, I'm big on nobody can tell me what I can and can't make, right? I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna hustle to make it happen. So that would be my biggest thing. You know, I got my degree in sport management, and you know, for the longest time I thought I was going to get into ticket sales for the Indiana Pacers or something. And it took me a month to sit at my pop's desk, just kind of hearing him talk and watching him sling deals around. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is something. It's the hustle. I keep saying hustle. The hustle excites me, and I really think it's a mindset. If you just get your mindset, hey, I'm going to get it, then you'll be successful. And then the flexibility too. I mean, I don't have to be at my desk 8 hours a day,
Right.
and that's a big reason why people do this. You know, I've got a 1-year-old daughter and a wife at home, and my daughter's got a dentist appointment here this afternoon, her first dentist appointment that I'm going to go to. You know, where else can you do that? And you know, you really don't have to clock in and clock out.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, that's a big reason that I like it, and why I think a lot of people take the jump.
You make a good point too, because, you know, one of the things that we talk about when we do this intro to mortgage origination class is we talk about the different types of mortgage loan originators. And so you are what I would call, like the branch-based MLO that has that flexibility. And we talk about that. And those people have flexibility, they have higher payouts. But you're right, a lot of it is, it's kind of a meet or beat scenario. Like you might make minimum wage, meet or beat against your actual production, right? You're going to get something, but in the end, that's the most rewarding. But for some people that are on here, that might not be a choice that they can make. And some of the employers that we connect them with are actually call center based. And in the call center based, of course, you're going to get a salary, and then you're going to get a bonus structure based on the number of units that you close. And those are great too. Those are great learning grounds for people to coming into the industry. They have a lot of security for somebody coming in because, they've got a nice salary plus bonus. They're working for a big company in a call center that's probably got a lot of perks. So there's give and take in each one of those areas. So I don't want to scare anybody up that's watching. It's like, wait, this is all commission based? No, it's not necessarily all commission based.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, if you can stomach going that route, maybe you've got a spouse that's already working and taking care of things, for the most part, and you're trying to start a career that can make you a lot of money, then sure, you want to go the branch route because you're going to make the most money there. But if you're one of those people, it's like, well, I can't really make that type of a leap. I'd be more interested in finding something that's more call center based and volume based, and I'll learn the business and I'll jump out from there. That's certainly another avenue that you can go as well. But overall, there's just so many ways that you can originate business or get paid for this business. But I think you and I both agree it's one heck of a business as far as an amazing career. I mean, I didn't even go to college, and I out earned every single one of my college bound friends my entire life. And this is how much college debt I have. And I still got a buddy of mine that just turned 50 and he's still paying student loan debt. That's ridiculous, right? You're talking about jumping in here for a maximum of $349 for 20 hours to learn a career that's going to make you six figures a year and have zero student loan debt. Nah, man, you just can't beat it.
Sign me up.
Yeah, right? Awesome. Well, listen, Jake, I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. I appreciate you sharing your story with everybody. And is there anything you want to say to the people before we?
Nah, Aaron said it. It's worth it. I promise. If you can put your nose to the grindstone, it's worth it. I promise. So, Aaron, I think that's all I got, man. I greatly appreciate you having me on. It's been fun, man.
My pleasure, man. I appreciate it very much. I'll talk to you soon, Jake. Take care.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Hi, and thanks for visiting My Mortgage Trainer. My name's Aaron Wilson. If you're watching this video, it's because you're considering taking the 20-hour pre-license online instructor-led course for obtaining your mortgage loan originator's license. Now, the online instructor-led course, which is also known as OIL, it's a unique way to complete your 20 hours of required pre-license education, but over a 7-day window. Now, the OIL course is for those who just cannot commit to a 3-day webinar format due to various scheduling conflicts. This course option does allow for some additional flexibility because it's done over a 7-day window, and students are allowed to log in and out throughout the day. Now, keep in mind, even though it's flexible, it's also rigid. Now, this means you'll still be expected to stay on pace with the course syllabus, and you'll be expected to complete the necessary amount of coursework per day, which includes any small assignments that are related to proving your comprehension of the material. So let me go over a couple things that you'll need to know, some things that you can expect in the process here. First, in order to sign up for an upcoming 20-hour OIL course, you need to choose your desired week. And the 20-hour OIL course, it runs every Tuesday at noon, and it ends the following Tuesday at noon, where we start the next class on a continuous cycle. So choose a date that works for your schedule from the list of available courses, which are below this video. Now, once you're registered, we'll send you a confirmation as well as your passcode for entering the course on the dates that you chose. Now, be sure and put those dates on your calendar and block off the time. Your course effectively turns on at noon and starts with a short introduction video from your instructors. Now, you're free to complete your required coursework as your schedule allows throughout the day, but you need to be ready to commit about 2.5 to 3 hours a day to completing the coursework in this delivery fashion. Logging in, well, that's pretty simple. Click the link on our homepage, add the password you'll create when you order your course, answer a few items that will help us identify you, and you'll be automatically entered into your course dashboard to begin the course or to continue in the course. Remember, your course turns on at noon and ends on noon 7 days later, so you're only going to be able to access the course in that 7-day window. Now, you'll be able to go through the material as it's presented in a linear fashion. Now, throughout the course, again, you'll be prompted to test your knowledge with small exercises and module quizzes. In addition, as an assignment is presented, you will need to complete them so your instructor may review and comment throughout the course. Each day, your instructor will send encouraging notes, helpful tips, and check your progress, as well as answer any questions or provide information that you need along the way. The last thing you need to know is the night before the course ends, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to be required to attend a 1-hour online review with your instructor in a fun live meeting format. Now, if you don't have a webcam, that's not an issue. You'll still be able to participate. This review, though, it's required and it's critically helpful to you. We'll provide you with many helpful tips. We'll give you the ability to get your questions answered on the spot as if you were in a classroom with the instructor. And although we recommend the webinar format over this format, we're still there for you to make sure you feel confident and prepared even after this class is long ending. Bottom line is you are our priority, and we look forward to proving it to you. We also look forward to serving you. Sign up for the 7-day, 20-hour oil course today. Check out the available dates below, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Enjoy. Hi, and thanks for visiting My Mortgage Trainer. My name is Aaron Wilson. If you're watching this video, it's because you're considering taking the 20-hour pre-licensing webinar for obtaining your mortgage originator's license, but maybe you have some reservations or you've never done a webinar, so you aren't sure if it's the right choice for you. Look, I get it. Doing anything for the first time can feel a little overwhelming, but I'm here to reassure you that participating in a webinar, it's really simple. It just takes a few clicks to participate. At My Mortgage Trainer, we've delivered literally thousands of webinars over the years, and I assure you that we have a very friendly system in place. Now let's go over the process so you know what to expect. First, in order to sign up for an upcoming webinar, you're going to need to choose a date range that works for your schedule by choosing from the list of available webinars below this video. Now, once you are registered, we'll send you a confirmation as well as your passcode for entering the webinar on the dates that you actually chose. Now, be sure and put the dates on your calendar and block off that time so you don't miss your webinar. On the day of your webinar, we'll do a couple of things to assist you in easily entering the webinar. Number one, we're going to send you a reminder the morning of your webinar with your login information and the link that's needed to enter. In addition, we always post an active link on the upper right-hand side of the main page of our mymortgagetrainer.com website, so you can use that to log in as well. Logging in, well, that's simple. Click the link, add the password if needed, answer a few items that will help us identify your registration in the webinar and to make sure you're in the right place, and you'll be automatically entered into the webinar. The instructor's camera and audio will turn on at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you'll be able to see and hear the instructor on your screen. Just check to make sure that your speakers are on if you're going to listen over your computer, or if you wish, you can call in and get audio with the number that's provided by us. Your instructor has many great training devices in their possession and can show content and video at the same time. They'll interact with the group. They'll allow you to actively participate with the instructor and with other students. The webinar, it's the best way to learn, as it will touch all three typical ways adults learn: visual, audio, and kinesthetic. And where's the kinesthetic come from? Well, we're going to be providing you with physical study guides each day at the end of each session. Now, we're going to work really hard to deliver your education, and we'll use fun methods to help you remember key material as well as to test your knowledge throughout the course. In addition, we'll provide many helpful tips and give you the ability to get your questions answered on the spot as if you were in a real classroom. Now, since it's split over 3 manageable days, you'll have a real connection with your instructor. But what's even better is your instructor will have a real connection with you. This means that your instructor is also available to discuss concepts and questions with you even after the class has long ended. Bottom line is this: You are our priority, and we look forward to serving you. We also look forward to seeing you in the webinar. So sign up today. Check out the available dates below, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Hi, and thanks for giving my mortgage trainer an opportunity to earn your required 8-hour mortgage CE training. My name is Aaron Wilson. I'm the CEO of my mortgage trainer. And if you're like me, you would rather slam your hand in a car door over doing 8 hours of boring mortgage education. And that's why here at my mortgage trainer, we're dedicated to making our courses as painless as possible. In fact, what you're watching right now is very close to the current setup that we run in a webinar format. So our 8-hour CE webinars, they're taught with live instructors who have great energy and are dedicated to making sure the learning experience is a great one. Look, if you have to do the CE, which you do, you may as well do it somewhere that actually understands that your brain will only absorb what your backside can handle. So save the multiple login seat time and get it done in one day. I promise you, you're going to learn a bunch, you're going to have fun, you're going to avoid the frustration of having to do a biosignature at random intervals where you just may not be able to redraw the same 4 digits in the exact formation. I want to invite you to consider joining me for a webinar. We hold them often, and we believe that once you do a My Mortgage Trainer webinar, you would never consider doing any type of training with anyone else or in any other way. Take a look at the available dates below and get signed up. We do usually sell out our webinars, so don't delay, or you could be clicking your way through a town called Boredomsville. Look, if your schedule just won't accommodate a single setting to knock out your CE in a webinar, or you just need to complete a single state CE or two, we do have those options available. You can click on any of the state links to the side panel of this page and choose your state option, or an 8-hour online self-study course, which will give you the freedom to complete your CE on your time and as your schedule allows in small chunks. Now, before you consider another provider over my mortgage trainer, ask yourself this: is that other provider going out of their way to also help you generate more business? See, at my mortgage trainer, all of our students are automatically qualified to sign up and utilize the CheddarStacks platform, which includes over $5,000 and counting in business building training, and you'll never pay a membership fee. If you're unfamiliar with CheddarStacks, do yourself a huge favor and check it out on the bottom of our homepage. In short, you guys, it's an exclusive referral generating machine that can only be found here at my mortgage trainer, and it's our gift to you when you do business with us. One last thing: if you have a group of people who need trained, you may also want to consider hosting a live event. Look, we're more than willing to travel to your location and put on an awesome event, so feel free to reach out. Let me just say, on behalf of my entire staff, we certainly appreciate and value your business and look forward to seeing you in an upcoming class. Take care. We'll see you soon.